Good morning. Welcome to this bright new day. Welcome to the 21-day series entitled Embracing Your Personal Failures. We are glad that you have come to this amazing channel. If you're here for the first time, we welcome you. We're glad that you're here and we ask that you do subscribe and that you become part of this growing YouTube community. Spread the news, tell others about us. If you're a returning subscriber, we welcome you as well. We are glad that you are back and we thank you for your devoted support to this community. We ask that you continue to share the information, continue to broadcast, to post our content on your own platform, and help us grow this YouTube community. We are thankful that you are here. And again, we do express our appreciation to you. We appreciate you for being here with us and for helping us grow this community. For the next 21 days, we will be looking at an amazing series entitled How to Embrace Your Personal Failures. We will be looking at the reasons, 21 compelling reasons on embracing personal failure. We know that many persons will be blessed. I will be blessed. I will be elevated. I am anticipating it because in preparing the content, I got bolted. I got empowered. I felt very important. I felt quite challenged as I understood failure in a different light. So this is day number one on why embrace personal failure. First, we will define failure. What is failure? We will be looking at failure in a real sense. What is failure? We must define it. What is failure to me? What is failure to you? How do you understand failure? Why is failure important to you? Why is it important to me? Why even spend time considering the importance of failure or try seeking to understand failure? Is it important to us? Does it play any significant role in how well we do or where we are in our life at this point? Experiencing failure is an essential part of the human experience because it is through our struggles, through our mistakes and disappointments that we learn, we grow, and we discover the depth of our resilience, our capacity to be resilient. So, failure is necessary to understand if we are going to be resilient, if we're going to be strong, if we will survive, if we will grow. Failure can be defined or is generally defined as the inability, the challenge to achieve a desired goal, to meet a particular standard, to produce a particular outcome. It represents a discrepancy between what we intend to do and what we come up with, the result of our actions. So when our actions or our efforts do not produce the anticipated success or satisfaction that we anticipated, we conclude we have failed. From a human development perspective, even as a psychotherapist, from that standpoint, failure to many persons is not merely an event, but also a subjective experience involving the disappointment in themselves or in others, uh, a certain degree of frustration, or perceived inadequacy, how deficient a person may have been, they have been, um, or or an experience that did not completely please them. So, a very simple definition for failure can be a factual experience of not meeting an intended objective. So, it can be anything. It does not have to be anything. It does not have to be a major goal, but any goal that was not met, we can conclude failure out of that. In a more complicated way, if you are a professional working for an organization, working for um, having a task to accomplish, having to perform, having some standards to meet, having some objectives to meet, having to satisfy an institution, if you're part of a particular discipline, if you have a particular project working on, if you are in management, failure may have a different definition to you, but the outcome is the same. When the outcomes fall short of the expected performance, when the key performance indicators, when what is expected of you, when those strategic goals are not met, you conclude, I have failed. I am in the academic field now. In the academic field, when you fail to produce or fail to follow desired uh, procedures, when your research does not bring about the particular or the intended result, when you don't produce statistically or clinically what it is that you expect out of your hypothesis or out of your research, you conclude, well, I didn't meet the goal. I failed. I did not do well. So when we don't meet our expected competencies, when we don't meet those goals that we set out to achieve, we intend to meet, we say that we have failed. In a spiritual context, vis-a-vis a religious organization, failure to many may be defined as not meeting those spiritual standards as believed to be given by God or to be established by God. So the conclusion of that is one has sinned or one did not meet that moral standard as established, as believed to be established by God. So again, failure is the measurable lack of success in meeting predefined goals, criteria, or standards. And that can be within the professional setting, the religious setting, within the project setting, and all of those definitions or the different definitions can impact us based on where we are along the spectrum of wanting to meet those goals. So, what do we do when we recognize that we have failed? We begin to feel differently about ourselves when we feel that we have failed. Some signs of feeling differently would be to question ourselves, to impose upon ourselves significant questions, major questions. We assess where we are and we tend to find out what motivated, what prompted the level of failure that we experience. So those subjective indicators, those feelings of disappointment, the feeling of loss, the self-doubting, the unmet expectations, and the grieving that follows, we question who we are. We question our capacity. We question external criticism or what is generally referred to as feedback. We question all of those things and we hold ourselves accountable to the assessments of others and the assessment that we've made of ourselves, our personal assessments as well. So failure becomes very apparent when there is a gap, whether intended or circumstantial, when there is a gap between the desired outcome and the practical result, the end result. So that gap, within that gap, along that gap, there is the conclusion that we have failed. Why are we concerned about failing? Why is it that important? Again, we are looking at how and why we need to embrace personal failure. If we don't understand failure, we will not know what to embrace. So, because failure impacts our life in different ways, we need to look at it. Failure is part of the natural human experience. Psychologically, failure challenges our self esteem. Failure challenges our sense of competence, how well we feel about ourselves. In some cultures, in some communities, when one has failed, you are looked down upon, you are judged, you lose your status, you are not considered important to that particular community because the standards of that community, the social status was not kept. And as a result, failure is frowned upon, and you find yourself feeling displaced because of your known failure, because of the experiences that you've had, even when you know that you have failed. Why concern ourselves with failure? It is because internally we are driven to think of ourselves as being deficient. We are driven to think of ourselves differently. We are driven to lose faith in ourselves. And in essence, we begin to fear the future. We fear failure because it threatens our competence and our belonging, our security. Yet it is by embracing it that we can grow and develop great mastery. We can become better at what we do. So each time we fall and get back up, we engage those muscles of the human spirit that make growth possible. It's very important to remember that. Each time we fall and we get back up, we engage the muscles of the human spirit that make growth possible. When life disappoints us, when we experience disappointments, when our plans have failed, or when we face rejection or loss, something powerful happens in the struggle to rise again. And that's where the word resilience comes in. We develop resilience, we develop that inner courage, that inner strength, the quiet strength that allows us to rise and to thrive beyond the capacity of feeling like a failure. It allows us to keep going despite the existing presence of hardship. It is not that the hardship is not seen or understood, but resilience motivates us beyond that. Resilience is not formed when everything goes smoothly. It is forged, it is built, it is developed, it comes out of difficulty. So, yes, the difficulty can be used as fuel for our fire. An easy life does not produce us with resilience. Difficulty produces courage and gives us that type of comeback, that type of emotional training, the emotional training ground, so that we can learn patience, we can learn adaptability, we can learn self compassion, we can learn self awareness, and we can be stronger. So by facing challenges head on, instead of running away from them, we gradually build the inner stamina to withstand future storms. We should not go through any storm without dissecting that storm and seeking to find the lessons that are in there for us. Because we are built to learn through those types of experiences. We should not use avoidance. We should use the situations and seek to recover from them, seek to understand the reasons for the failure and rise after every storm. We should create memories that say over and over again, I have been through this, I know what it is, I survived it, and so over time, that memory that we have built, we have developed, it's going to motivate our confidence. It's going to become that peaceful motivation, that inner motivation to propel us forward. I'm telling you, it's going to propel you forward. So failure does not weaken us if we don't permit it to weaken us. It strengthens our resolve, our emotional resolve, our psychological core. Failure does that when we use it to our advantage. Like that muscle growth that I spoke about earlier. Once it goes through the resistance process, that human spirit becomes more indomitable. It becomes stronger, it comes alive, and we can choose again and again, again and again to be stronger. Today is your day to develop resilience. It's a brand new day. It's a great day for you to go out there and develop your resilience. And in spite of your failure, in spite of where you have been, in spite of where life may have landed you, you can now accept, embrace that situation, and grow out of it. So, with a significant level of spiritual consciousness, your faith in God, with that type of spiritual consciousness, with your willful participation in being disciplined, in understanding the need for you to grow and the benefit of your growth to your community, to your family, to your social groups, to your friends, understanding the importance of that in your life, you will become a stronger person, a resilient individual, someone who has learned despite failure professionally, despite failure socially, despite failure financially. And we'll be talking about all of this as we continue. Despite those failures, you can grow and you can become a resilient individual. Today is your day to begin. It's day number one. Why embrace failure? It is because failure is a natural part of the human experience. And so, use what is natural. Use what is natural to develop an indomitable spirit. Use what is natural to build your resilience so that tomorrow you would be a lot stronger. Thank you for being here today on day one. I'm looking forward to seeing you on day two as we grow this community. And again, as I generally say, as we move from the locations where we have failed to the locations where we will not just succeed, but where we will thrive. Looking forward to seeing you on day two as we move through 21 compelling reasons on why and how we should embrace failure. Tell someone about us. If you have not subscribed, remember, go ahead and press that subscribe bell and register your support to this community. And we will see you again on day two. Do have a wonderfully resilient day. See you tomorrow.